Yo, what is going on, guys? Show off 63. It has been a while since I've actually done one of these videos. I'm talking to y'all out of kayfabe, not at the commentator's table. So this is actually really cool. Um, with me, I have our NXT General Manager out of kayfabe, that being BestTomcat51.
Hello.
What was that? What was that?
I, no, as I'm here. I think we just wanted to talk about honestly a lot of different stuff, Joel.
That's right. So it is currently March 31st, recording this video. This video will be out after TakeOver Afterlife. Tomorrow the show will go up, but by the time y'all are seeing this, the show will already be up. So amazing TakeOver. Show is incredible. Um, so we just want to run by some things because I know that a lot of things are going to be coming up, and hence the title of TakeOver is called Afterlife. VGW will be going into its own Afterlife starting, I guess now. But real quick, I just want to touch upon some NXT stuff really quick and just like look at it, like looking back at how freaking insane this takeover was, and like watching it all unfold before our very eyes, and it just like watching back from 5 years ago or so when we had for the first episode, Blazing Pain. Of course, you guys probably know him. He was our initial general manager for NXT back in 2018. And when he brought the idea up to me, he was like, I want to do this. I thought this would be cool for us, be cool second brand, be nice. And I was like, hey, why not? Let's see where it goes from here. So we had the first show, and I was like, okay, we're doing a few shows. It's pretty cool. So we're doing that, and then fast forward to now, we just had the biggest takeover of all time, and we just had freaking Edge become double champ. It's just
It's
what
insane,
a fucking
honestly.
journey.
The fact that I don't know even know if a whole lot of people know this. I was actually looking back. The only reason I came into NXT, I believe, I think G-Man wanted me to come into to join VGW, and Lee, the boss of all people, texted me and was like, "Yo, do you want to be in NXT? Blazing wants you to do a few things," and I was like, "Sure." And that's how all of that started. It's kind of wild.
It's been an insane journey ever since, and just like, but now that takeover is done, all that's put to rest. Now the question is, what do we do now? What's left? This afterlife that we're doing. Um, Big things behind this. Tomcat posted a video of himself, giving his own thoughts about the
Hmm.
situation right now, and I'm gonna leave the link in the description so y'all can go watch this video. Maybe you would, maybe that you'd want to watch that video first and then come back to this one, but whatever floats your boat. But basically, of course, we're done with 2K19. That being WWE 2K19. Of course, the game has been incredible in terms of longevity. Of course, after 2K20 was a complete dumpster fire. So now that we're finally getting away from 2K19, and we are gonna try, keyword try, to transition to 2K22. And but there are some stuff with that. I'm sure you guys have realized that the gameplay is very different from what we're used to
Very.
doing. Of course. Oh my god, that game. Oh god. So obviously the gameplay is very fast. It's very quick, very not simulation like based, very arcade. There isn't really much selling at all. And it's hard to really structure a legitimate match like how we do in 2K19. So we've had a few of our guys try to do it themselves and try to find ways to get around it, but there are some ways to get around it, but you gotta really just like double down on all this new changes, all these combos and whatnot. So it's very intuitive to put a type of match like that together. So it's like it's gonna be a challenge to see what we can do with it, but we're definitely gonna try it out. There's no guarantees, but yeah, these controls are something. Well, actually, as I am the controls, it's just the gameplay itself. I can care about the controls. It's just the gameplay that's really something.
I think I'll add that. Oh, let me mute my mic. I'm a little bit too loud. That, and I said this on my video as well. It's very like, it's it's cool. Like, okay, you don't get blocked through these second reversals, which can lead to cool sequences, and I think that's a pretty cool thing to do. But I feel like, because again, we have a lot of freedom in 2K19 to be able to put something together, and with 3.5 years of experience on it, coming on 4 years, it, we're very experienced with it. And now that we're coming into 22, it's a whole different ball game, and our expectations, we have grown so much. Like, we don't want to be, we want to be able to put out quality content and not like, crap matches, stuff that no one wants to see. So yeah. So what do you want to add to that?
Yeah, like we've been doing this realistic match type of thing since like around like it was
Like
around after
2019.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It was around the summer of 2018, if anything, because that's when we had the first ever Joe and AJ match at SummerSlam. And that was pretty built heavily on trying to make the match like incredible and whatnot. But but like seeing how the gameplay is now, it's like it's very difficult. I personally haven't played the game as much because I promised myself that I wouldn't go on 2K22 until all of our 2K19 stuff was done, because I just didn't want to have to go with like back and forth with the controls. I thought it would just be hell. The same thing happened in 2K.
Yeah, that was.
Funny story. When we did SummerSlam 2020, and that was the time. That was the first show coming back to 2K19 after 2K20, and since stars were taken out of the game that were in 19, one of the matches that we actually had planned for the U.S. title was Matt Riddle versus Ricochet and Pete Dunne in a three-way match. On paper, sounds fucking incredible, like holy shit.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. So when we went back to 2K19, it was like, shoot, we can't. Well, actually, first off, we actually tried doing the match on. Oh, never mind. So at that point, I was still going back and forth with both games with 2K19, because that was when we were kind of playing like what should we do? For a reason, Phantom War 49, of course y'all know him. He wasn't able to be in the match. He was over at his dad's for the summer, and he couldn't do the match, so we made it into a one-on-one with Ricochet versus Matt Riddle, and I sucked. I sucked that match. Oh my god, it was horrible. I was flumming over stuff, and Prince was having to help me through stuff, and it was just it was bad. So that's where we got the Kenta debut from, and so that led to that.
Wow. Look how far that's gone.
Yeah, geez. So from then, these controls are just, again, like it's something. Like, so the gameplay, it's something like we're gonna like I said, we're gonna try to do our best with it, and we even said ourselves, like, if we can't really put on like realistic enough matches, like just like how we're used to doing, like shoot, we could just go full on like Wrestling Revolution on this game and just do like 10-minute matches and just plug as much as we can into it. And, hey, I don't mind. Because I would love to take VGW like into another game, like we've been through 2K 16, 17, 18, 19, like we've been through like every game for the past 5 to 6 years, and it's like I want to keep it going for as long as we can. I'm still kind of shocked that we're still like functioning, after 2020, all that stuff, it's just crazy. So speaking of functioning over the next couple of months or so, there's some things to address. Of course, like I said, Tomcat posted his own video, and he was breaking down his personal thoughts on what he's going to be doing. So if you want to go ahead and reiterate that.
Pretty much, it was a lot. It was like 10 minutes of stuff. I guess the short and sweet version of it, I was just finding myself, especially after the Royal Throne tournament, I was very drained. I was very exhausted. I was very tired. And but don't take it the wrong way, because I love VGW NXT. it has completely changed my look on professional wrestling, and it's, you know, a big part of that. But especially after that tournament, I've seen my well-being just slowly downgrading, and one of the major problems with that, because I haven't been able to go anywhere, do anything, very, very little, because I've been posting so much. I'm putting so much time into VGW NXT, and over the time, and of course, I said this in my video, episodes 57 through 63, excluding 62. I asked Show Off if he could edit and upload those episodes because I still wanted them to come up. Because I still wanted to build to this takeover, but I was exhausted. I wasn't having fun with it anymore. It felt like I had to do it, and it was just really putting me down. So personally, over the next few months, I've been wanting to think of just kind of taking a nice prolonged break personally. Kind of just going over my own personal life and being able to focus on more important things that are happening in real life, and, you know, putting the brakes on VGW. And yeah, so what do you think of that, show?
Hey man, that's no problem. Because obviously, like us being the two like adults in the company, because you know, so it's like, of course, you know, like as with an age and like maturity and all that stuff, you start to grab this kind of stuff sooner or later. And it's like, yeah, taking a break is very needed after the freaking past number of months that you did for NXT. Like you bringing it back in July was like the only thing that could keep VW alive. And again, I thank you so much for doing that.
I mean, it was just one day. I remember I said it back in June or July, whenever I started it. I was just looking back at NXT, and I was like, yo, and it's crazy. At that time, I wasn't doing anything, and I actually had a lot of time to put to NXT. That's why I brought it back, because I was just like, yo, I would love to do this again. And I love what we've done. We just accomplished so much since last summer, and looking back, seeing what's happened, it's kind of wild. Not gonna lie.
We've had a lot of crazy stuff. People from main roster coming down, have some fun. People like, you know, like Nakamura and Joe and Cedric, all of them coming down to NXT to branch off and continue their runs and all that stuff. And yeah, it's just been insane. Yeah, again, like when Tomcat posted a video of himself talking about wanting to bring NXT back, I was legit like I was at work, and like I got a notification on my phone, and like I was like, what? And like I was like, all right, I'm gonna listen to this thing while I'm doing my stuff. And then I was like, I listened to the entire thing. And I was like, man, it really got me thinking too. It's like maybe I have just enough time to spare to also take part in this, and you know, and bring back my characters like Rollins and all that stuff. So I was like, so you know what? I think that this can work. I think this is definitely something that can work if Tomcat's willing to put full effort. Oh my God, I can't speak. Full effort into this, and you know, just go the extra mile and freaking be awesome, which he was. Again, thank you. Like this run has been incredible. Probably the best run that we've ever had in BGW. And it's incredible what NXT has done. It's insane. But yeah, adding on the whole taking a break thing. So we decided to take a break from the channel. I know y'all are probably like, oh, another break. Good lord, so that's like the 5th million one. Yeah, I know.
Right on the list. Yeah.
I've done like 3 or 4 like update videos where we've taken breaks. I'm like, yo, this is just another one. Oh well, but hey, you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Hey, at least this break we're actually trying to do something with it, and actually, we're gonna take a month, roughly a month, maybe a little longer if needed, but roughly a month to just sit down and just get the feel of 2K22. That's the main purpose of the break, is to just get used to 2K22 and play these matches, Get to get the controls and master them, and just again try to figure out a way to get get past this whole arcade feel. Hopefully we can bring some type of simulation into it. I mean, like there is, but it's like you still gotta like go through like all like the no selling stuff,
Right.
so that's definitely gonna be a challenge, but I'm sure we can make it work.
And they're
Decently.
constantly updating the game too. So I mean, they might be able to improve the gameplay in the next month or so. You never know.
Yeah. So we'll see what 2K does about the selling and all this stuff about it. Hopefully they make more of a balance between arcade and simulation. But yeah, we're gonna take a month-long break. Might be a little bit more if necessary, but basically that's how it's gonna go. For me personally, I probably won't be taking a break from VGW. I realize now that I also have a pretty substantial amount of time nowadays, which was one of the things that I didn't really have back like early last year. Around WrestleMania time, and I was like, yeah, WrestleMania 6 is gonna be the last show. I kind of want to just get my own life in. Kind of want to just stray away from this and just. No, here comes Tomcat with the freaking lasso pulling me in with NXT. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ. Yeah, but yeah. So I don't want to say I'm taking a break as well, but it's like I have the time, but I definitely don't see myself doing this for like a long amount of time. Maybe like this could be like my last year doing this with all the time that I have. Probably. So
And
I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. My things can change, but that's how I'm seeing it right now.
I kind of want to reiterate on that because I'm sure like a lot of people are like very upset at like they're gonna be very upset that VGW is going. Please understand, and this is just this is the hard truth that sadly we do have to face. We have to understand it. Two major things. One, remember that this is a hobby. We're not like we can't build VGW. Like we can't live in our own own place with doing VGW. Like this is more of like a hobby. Excuse me, a hobby and like a fun thing to do in our fun time. And the second thing is also we don't make money off of VGW. We don't get any monetization. Mainly because I think it's a certain thing that you have to do to be able to get monetization. And two, most of our mainly takeovers are copyright claimed, and that can prevent making monetization. So there is VGW is again, it has always been just a fun thing. I'm sure when Shoff and G-Man started, it was just like a fun thing for them to do, and it evolved over the years, and yeah.
Man, if only y'all saw the early beginning of.
Oh my.
If only we were taping shows back then. For those that don't know, we started this in late 2015, so that's a very long time. And at the time, it was just me, G-Man, a few other guys, Psycho Blood, Green Man, just to name a few. And we were just doing matches for fun. We were even like, there were no shows, there was no schedule. It was just us just going around and just playing matches and had our championships. And we were just playing like hot potato with it. Like, how do you think AJ is a 9-time champion? How do you think AJ is a 9-time champion? That's exactly why. Because we did so many matches where we did like it was just hot potato with the belt. Like it would be between me, Psycho, and like Green Man, and like every time we would like defend the belt in like every match, and it was pure chaos at that point. But yeah, finally we started to do shows on YouTube and took off from there. But yeah, so again, I'm not really gonna do this for a lot of time. Probably this one last year, and I'll probably be done. For the most part, I really do want to get past this year, though. I definitely do. Like we're off to a crazy hot start this year.
We are.
It's been incredible, and it's just I really want to build off of it. And plus, we were in discussions about this year's World Throne Tournament, the second one, and we got some really crazy stuff in line for that. And if we could really make this game work, if we can get 22 to work as we want it to, oh, this could be a game changer. And again, it's just all based on how we feel about the gameplay at the end of the day. So how we feel about it is hopefully it's good. I'm sure it'll be good in a sense that like the match will be enjoyable to watch,
Yeah.
but from a actual realistic perspective, probably not so much. But again, we're gonna try to work around it and do the best we can with it. So again, we're taking about a month break. We're probably thinking about booting back up in like maybe like June or May, one of those 2 months. Probably like June or so. Or around the same time NXT came back, like around July. We could probably use June to like start building and start thinking about like storylines, rivalries, and stuff like that to build off of. But for the most part, the start of the summer is where we're probably gonna come back and start doing these shows on 2K22. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Hopefully y'all can bear with us because it's a very interesting time to be a VGW superstar. So
Yep.
interesting times ahead. And I wanted to leave off on a very interesting note. Of course, we just heard Afterlife, TakeOver Afterlife was our final NXT TakeOver event. Of course, because NXT will no longer be with us once again. So, but there's always a but.
But
There's always a but. NXT will be going through a repackage, and we will have a new name for a show, new roster, new look, new feel, and just getting away from NXT. The name NXT, of course, everyone thinks NXT is known as developmental, of course, obviously.
Sure.
So we wanted to stray away from that and go into our own little thing. So we're definitely gonna reveal that soon enough. But until we get there, we got something. Oh my god, we got something planned for you guys coming up now in about 2 to 3 weeks. And TakeOver Afterlife was our last NXT TakeOver event, but it will not be the final NXT show in its history. No,
Really?
not at all.
Oh
Yeah, you're
my
damn
goodness.
right. Well, because guess what? Actually, first, let me just point this out. April 19th, 2018 was the first ever episode of NXT and VGW.
Man, I remember.
So,
It was like yesterday.
that's right. So, fast forward 5 years, we're going to end things off on April 19th, 2022. We are going to be presenting the NXT 5th anniversary finale.
Yeah.
And that's going to be NXT's farewell from VGW. It's going to be a takeover style type of show. We have 5 matches. Oh, we got matches. There, I can't even talk today. God. 5 matches on this card, and we're going to be reviewing a couple of weeks. But as of right now, just know that April 19th this year is going to be the finale show. And just to get you guys hyped up, new NXT champion and North American champion Edge will be defending his titles at the show against a mystery opponent to be announced. Again, this show is going to be much like Hollow Point, where we're going to be announcing the matches over time via our Instagram. So if you don't follow us, make sure you go follow us on Instagram at VGW Wrestling. Link is going to be in the description, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. That's where all of our news will be broken. Of course, our website as well, VGWWrestling.weebly.com. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I am very tired, so I think we should go ahead and wrap this up. Any last things, Tomcat?
Well, I guess all I gotta say is, oh, and let me rephrase. This repackaging of NXT, it's not really the return of main roster. Like it's not really a return of anything. It's more of a brand new start for VGW. It's a new beginning, I guess you could say. Hell, maybe that's what our first pay-per-view we called. I don't know, but
I wonder whose idea was that.
Anyways,
Yes, I do.
um, yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be its whole new thing. And hopefully that will start sometime in the next few months. And this, it's been a great ride. Um, it's great to see how far this company has gone and the history and the just the gist of this entire thing. It was a lot of fun, whether it was massive ups or insane downs. It was a hell of a roller coaster ride, but I loved every part of it, and and I learned a lot from it as well. So I'm good. Show off. You got any final words?
Not really, other than again, thank y'all again for all the crazy support, crazy amount of people that like watching this type of stuff. Of course, you wrestling fans out there that love watching these simulation-based matches. Of course, we love doing them, and it's very fun. So we're gonna have some fun with 2K22. We're gonna try it out, and we can definitely bet you guys that we're gonna have some interesting stuff for this rebrand of NXT. So yeah, again, what Tomcat said, this is going to be a complete new era, a fresh slate, no main roster. Well, I mean, it's technically a main roster, but yeah, it's going to have it's going to have its own significance. It's going to have its own
Yeah.
name, new show, and yeah, so I gotta know. Fifth anniversary of NXT, fifth anniversary finale goes down April 19th. Mark the calendars, matches to be announced over time over the next few weeks, and yeah, that is pretty much it. That's gonna do for us here. Hopefully we don't have to do it. Hopefully we don't have to do this again. Let's see, but no promises. But from all of us here at Video Game Wrestling, as we don't really refer to it as because it's too long of a title. We are VGW. Yeah. So we're we're gonna go ahead and we will catch you guys soon with something new. That's it. We'll see you guys.
Bye bye.